Hi everyone! So today I want to talk to you about a book I just finished called The Martian by Andy Weir. From what I've heard about this book, and I'm not sure if this is 100% true, but I heard that Andy, the author, he wrote this book on like a blog or something and he never intended to like publish it, but it got such, you know, rave reviews from just fans reading it that he eventually published it. It's become this big thing, and in October I think it's gonna be a movie with Matt Damon. So there's that. That isn't the whole reason why I wanted to read this in the first place. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and then I heard it was coming a movie and I was like, well, it sounds like a movie I'd watch, and number one rule for me is if I'm gonna watch a movie based on a book, I have to read the book first. So I finished The Martian, and I have to say, it was really good. Like, really good. Surprisingly good. I'm not really into the survivalist kind of story, very much, but I thought that this mixed such a great blend of that, and also like this book was really funny. I laughed so much, which I did not think I was gonna say about this book, just based on what I knew about it before I started reading it. But it's very funny. It's one of the funniest books I've read all year. Our main character is really what sells me on that. He's just such a good narrator, and his outlook on being stuck on Mars, which is a pretty basic premise of this book, so I don't think I ruined it too much, is very uplifting and funny. He just makes it so interesting, whereas like you would think something like that, reading a book for like 400 pages about a guy being stuck on Mars, could be kind of boring. But Andy Weir does such a good job of making that an interesting story to tell. And also, it goes back and forth to Earth a lot with NASA, and it isn't just NASA. Usually when you hear like, okay, we're gonna hear NASA side of this story too while it's happening, you're thinking that's boring. No, because when it swapped over from our main astronaut to NASA headquarters, I was like, no, why is this happening? I like our narrator on Mars. I don't want to go away from Mars. I don't want to go back to Earth. But Andy Weir has made such incredible characters out of NASA too. My favorite character in this entire book, besides the main character, is Annie, who plays NASA's like media relations coordinator. She's so funny, and like she doesn't have a lot of lines, but like the more he like brings her up, the more I'm like, this would be me if I had this job. And then I was looking at IMDb because I was always curious who's playing who, and Kristen Wiig's playing her, and I was like, right on, that is like the perfect casting choice ever. So out of stars, 4 out of 5. The reason it doesn't get a full 5 is because there was a few parts in there just where I felt like way too long. It got a little unnecessary, and some of the technical jargon, like numbers and math and stuff, it's probably just me, but just try not to fall asleep during that period. But I overall highly recommend this book to anyone that likes any type of science fiction or survival stories, or just likes a good humorous read. This book kind of had everything, and that's what I really, really enjoyed about it. I'm very much looking forward to the movie, and I highly recommend it to everyone. And that's what I have to say about The Martian by Andy Weir. My goal is to read 15 classics this year. I am falling super far behind. I've only read 8. Woo. And I'm reading 3 right now. Like, I'm to the point where the 3 that I'm reading, only 1 out of 3 of them I actually like. So it's so hard for me to get into like picking these books up again. I'm putting myself through the Iliad right now. No idea why, but I'm more than halfway done, so I'm on this journey, and I just can't back down now, so I'm fully committed to finishing the Iliad at this point. And I'm also trying to read Ulysses, which if anyone's even attempted, you know what I'm going through. I'm about 20% done with that, which is more than I thought I'd ever say, because like after the first like chapter I was like, there's no way I'm gonna finish this. But I'm determined to finish Ulysses by the end of the year. It'll probably be the last classic that I read, and I've been reading it since June, because that's how hard it is to read. It is by far the most difficult book I've ever put myself through. I'd rather read the Iliad like 30 more times than have to finish this, but I'm gonna do it. And then the one that I'm reading right now that I actually like is The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, which I've heard great things about, and as someone who loves animals and humans, and you know, it's a good book for that. And it's a classic. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm also taking my friend Kat's recommendation, Cat of Diamonds on YouTube, and I'm reading Red Rising, and not a fan so far. She's gonna hate me for saying that, but I don't like it, but I'm gonna finish it. And I also finished Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, which who also wrote Gone Girl, and it was pretty good. It wasn't as good as Gone Girl, obviously, but it wasn't bad. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now in the reading cycle, and that's it. See you guys when I have something else to review. Bye!